recognizes the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. McDowell.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and thank you to the witnesses for being here to testify before this committee today. This this issue comes down to good land stewardship. I mean, that's what we're talking about today. And for too long, federal forest policy has focused more on the process than the actual results. And you're locking up land, you're blocking thinning, prescribed burns and responsible timber work did not protect our forests. It made them more dangerous. When fires do start, they no longer clean up the forest floor. They wipe out the wildlife, the habitat, and they destroy watersheds, and they threaten entire communities. And the Fix Our Forests Act takes a common sense approach, which is something that is very, very important to me because that's not hard. That a common sense approach is the easiest thing that we can do. And this helps land managers act earlier. It cuts through unnecessary delays, and it focuses on proven tools like thinning, prescribed fire, responsible timber management. And it recognizes that states, tribes, and local partners, they know these landscapes better than bureaucrats or folks in Washington, D.C. And they are best to be part of the solution. I think one of the things that the chairwoman and I have really enjoyed talking about is the Endangered Species Act. That's not what we're here to talk about today, but it highlights a theme that the Fix Our Forest Act also touches on. That we are doing everything that we can as a government to make it harder for wildlife to flourish. I've spent the better part of my life volunteering for wildlife conservation. And what we're doing with keeping animals on the Endangered Species Act that are predators for everything else, we're killing those animals. We're killing deer by letting the gray wolf run wild. That is what we're doing. And by not actually managing the habitat that the federal government owns, we're pushing wildlife off of that habitat. We're taking away their food source, and we're killing them. So we can cry all day about we want to save them, but it's the government that's actually making it harder for them to be alive. And that's what, it's common sense. It strikes me that we should be able to do things that are common sense, and that's why this is such an important piece of legislation. Mr. Deal, I want to focus my time of questioning on you. You're from Colorado, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you say that you know more what the folks in Colorado need as far as managing their forests, or the folks from central North Carolina, like where I'm from, need?
I would have a better perspective on Colorado right now.
Imagine that. And so drawing from your experience, working with a utility, can you walk us through how vegetation overgrowth and delayed land management increase both wildfire risk and the likelihood of power outages, especially in the high-risk areas?
Yes, sir. Colorado has different trees, of course, in North Carolina, so they grow at a different rate. But, our mitigation efforts to make sure we keep trimming down and we don't have any encroachment of vegetation is huge. I mean, all those are ignition points. And you brought up a good perspective. So your basic vegetation cycle of trimming is going to be different in Colorado than North Carolina.
Sure.
So those are good examples of just the way the vegetation management is. But you have to stay on top of that to keep the ignition source down. And just reliability of the system. So even if it's not a fire, you have large power outages, and all of that actually takes longer to repair in some of these remote areas. So multiple things there lead to we have to have better vegetation management.
Sure. Can you explain how fuel buildup changes a fire from something manageable to a catastrophic event?
Yeah, exactly. So, long ago, of course, whenever you didn't have a lot of fuel on the ground, the fire never burned hot enough to kill the standing trees. So whenever you don't get rid of that dead and, decaying wood fuel source, the fire gets so hot that it basically sterilizes the ground and kills everything standing. So that's why you see such a significant burn scar now, especially in western states, than you do anywhere else.
Got it. Well, Madam Chair, I'll yield back the remainder of my time. Thank you all.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Montana, Mr.